Hi everyone, myself Lingareddy. In this session, we discuss Kohlraasch law. What is the Kohlraasch law? Very simple manner. Now we will discuss. We will take nearly 1000 liter of one beaker. This is a 1000 liter of one beaker. We are adding here 1 mole of electrolyte. 1 mole of electrolyte. That is, you can take NaCl, right? We are adding NaCl, 1 mole of NaCl, right? NCl minus. Now we add the 1000 liter of waters. So 1000 liter of waters we adding here. So dilution is more. The concentration of NaCl ions is very less. The concentration. So this solution, the how much conduct the electricity explained by the Kohlraasch law, right? Let us discuss the statement of Kohlraasch law now. At infinity dilution, when dissociation of electrolyte is completely completed, each ion makes, very important point, each ion makes a definite contribution towards equivalent conductivity, and irrespective of the nature of ion, the definition is very clear. At infinity dilution, so this is at infinity dilution, the solvent molecule is more here the compared to solid particles. So the at infinite dilution, the NaCl completely dissociation taking place, Na plus ion and Cl minus ion. The each ion makes some conductance, that is equivalent conductance. It is directly proportional to total conductance. Right here, very clear. At infinite dilution, when dissociation of electrolyte is completed, each ion makes a definite contribution equivalent conductivity. It is also independent of the nature of electrolyte. Okay, right? Independent of the irrespective nature of ions. I hope it is very clear. Right? Now, the equivalent conductance at infinite dilution, the representation, how to representation the equivalent conductance at infinite dilution. Let us discuss now. The point number 1 here. Equivalent conductance at infinity dilution. I hope it is clear. General formula is there. At infinity dilution, this is a infinity dilution, right, equal to 1 by Z plus, what is the Z I will explain, and lambda, and whatever the cations is there here, cation, so the positive charge at infinity dilution, plus and 1 by Z minus, and lambda at infinity dilution anion. So this is the general representation of equivalent conductance at infinity dilution. I hope it is very clear. The Z plus and Z minus is or the corresponding charge of ions, charge on the ions, right? Let us discuss few example here. The example number 1, barium chloride, right? At infinite dilution, equivalent conductance. How to represent it? The equivalent conductance, right? At infinity dilution, barium chloride equal to, generally we know that dissociated into barium plus 2 and 2Cl minus ions. So first one here, 1 by Z nothing but cation charge. How much cation charge is there? Plus 2, and infinity dilution, lambda at infinite dilution. So what is the cation here? Barium plus 2, the barium plus 2, and place, and what is the 1 by Z minus, what is the here? Charge of chlorine is 1, and lambda at infinite dilution, what is the anion here? Cl minus ion, Cl minus ion. This is the representation of at infinity dilution. Next one, example 2, AlCl3 at infinity dilution, and here AlCl3 gives 1 by the Z charge aluminum, it is dissociated into Al plus 3 and 3Cl minus. What is the charge of cation here? 3, and lambda infinite dilution, what is the here? Aluminum is there, right? Plus, and 1 by, what is the chlorine here? 1 chlorine, the charge of chlorine is 1, and here lambda infinite dilution, and anion is Cl minus ion. So this is the representation of AlCl3. Next one, example 3, Al2SO4 3 times, it is dissociated into 2Al plus 3 and 3SO4 minus 2. This is the dissociation reaction. How representation of the equivalent conductance at infinite dilution. So lambda at infinity dilution, Al2SO4 3 times equal to, so here what is the charge of aluminum here? Charge of aluminum 1 by 3 plus 3 aluminum, and lambda at infinite dilution, what are the cations is there here? Aluminum plus 3 cation, place, and what is the charge of anion here? The 2. Okay, the minus 2 or plus 2 we don't consider, just we can have to take the what are the charge, right? So at lambda infinity and SO4 minus 2, it is anion. So I hope it is clear, right? I hope it is very clear. Let me know here, inverted V, nothing but equivalent conductance. And lambda nothing but molar conductance, right? Now let us representation of molar conductance at infinite dilution according to the Kohlrausch law. Molar conductance at infinity dilution. Here general formula, at infinity dilution the molar conductance equal to M into, I will explain what is the M into cation at infinity dilution place n into minus, there is nothing but anion at infinity dilution. So what is the m and n? So m and n are number of ions formed, right? Let me explain with example. The example number 1 here, barium chloride. We know that barium chloride dissociated into barium plus 2 plus 2Cl minus, right? So the molar conductance at infinity dilution, so barium chloride BaCl2, so right, equal to here number m value here, the number of ions is 1, so we can take 1, so 1 multiply with that value and the same value coming, and next to infinity dilution, and the lambda plus, that is a cation, so barium plus 2 is cation, and plus how many chlorines is there, 2 chlorines, 2 into lambda and Cl minus, and at infinity dilution. So this is the molar conductance representation at infinity dilution, right? The next one, example 2 here, Al2 SO4 3 times, so it is dissociated into 2Al plus 3 and SO4 minus 2 3 moles. So molar conductance at infinite dilution, Al2 SO4 3 times equal to number of ions here 2 lambda at infinite dilution Al plus 3, and plus number of ions here 3 SO4 minus 2 at lambda infinity dilution. So this is the molar conductance representation at infinity dilution according to the Kohlraasch law. So NaCl, MgCl, okay, a lot of examples is there, try that, right? Next point, very important point here, ionic conductance directly proportional to mobility of ions. We know that more ionic, the ionic mobility is more, the conductance is more. The ionic conductance directly proportional to ionic mobility. Right. What is ionic mobility? Ionic mobility equal to ionic velocity is meter per second inverse, centimeter per second inverse. Then potential gradient, important formula. So what is the potential gradient? The potential gradient equal to Pg, the potential difference in volts by electrode separation. Right, this is the potential gradient. I hope it is clear. The ionic mobility directly proportional to ionic mobility nothing but the ionic velocity by potential gradient nothing but the potential difference by and electrode separation. What is the distance between electrode distance and potential difference? How many volts the potential difference is there? That is called the potential gradient, right? Next one, applications of Kohlraasch law. The first one, a degree of dissociation. That the important point here, equivalent conductance increases equivalent conductance with the dilution due to increase the degree of dissociation. At dilution, the electrolyte completely dissociation taking place. So the time the ions is more, it conduct the electricity is more. So the equivalent conductance increases with the dilution. So due to the region is degree of dissociation completely, the electrolyte completely ionization it's take place, right? What is the degree of dissociation here? The degree of dissociation indicated alpha. This degree of dissociation is alpha. So alpha is equal to the ratio of the normal conductance by at infinity conductance, right? What is this lambda? So lambda equal to the equivalent conductance at given concentration. At infinity here, equivalent conductance at infinity dilution. Right? The important point here, generally the conductance, equivalent conductance lambda is less than lambda at infinity equivalent conductance. That means at dilution is more conductance is there compared to at concentration. So I hope it is clear. One more point here, at greater dilution, the ionization become 100%. Ionization becoming 100% dissociation it's take place. The simple words here, we're taking electrolyte here, this is solution, this is ions is there and ions here. At less concentration, the between the positive charge and negative charge, the attractions is there. So due to attraction, the ions are not moving. So whenever we can dilute at more the volume of water we can add here, the ions becoming the separated so for each other. So no attraction force here. So it is easily conduct the electricity. That is the reason why it is dilution. The molar conductance and ionic the equivalent conductance increases. The difference between cation and anion is so far. So no attraction force between the cation and anion. So here, so at infinite dilution it's more conductance, right? I hope it is clear, the first application. And then second application, dissociation constant of weak electrolyte. We know that degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte, it's not completely ionized, it it is some partially ionized 50%, 50%. Okay, reactant it converted into ions as a 50%, remaining 50% as a the reactant. It not completely ionization taking place because of it is weak electrolyte. Let us discuss one point here. Weak electrolyte or not completely ionized when dissolved in water or when dissolved in polar solvent. Polar medium. Generally we can take the weak electrolyte A, B, it is dissociated into A plus ion plus B minus ion. Right, initial concentration is at initial time is 0, the concentration is initial concentration C, and here 0 0. After at equilibrium, the equilibrium, so this is dissociated into C minus alpha, this is alpha C minus alpha formation, here C alpha is there, so some amount of dissociation taking place here. Right, the Ka here Ka or Kc, the weak base we can take the Kb, or weak acid we can take Ka. The dissociation constant of weak electrolyte, that is base or acid, so simply we can take here K. So K is equal to, so what is the K, the equilibrium constant at the equilibrium, the product concentration by reactant concentration by AB. Right, same here at equilibrium, what is that here, C alpha, and here C alpha, and by here C minus C alpha. Right, it is also we can write K equal to C alpha into C alpha by C1 minus alpha, this C cancelled, K equal to C alpha square by 1 minus alpha. So weak electrolyte, for weak electrolyte alpha is less than 1 because of the degree of dissociation is less. Right, weak electrolyte, so here the alpha is less than 1 because of it is weak electrolyte, it is alpha is very less. Right, 1 minus alpha equal to become a 1, so instead of we can take there, so K equal to will get C alpha square. So this is the equilibrium constant of weak electrolytes. This is very important formula. This is in the first application we are seeing in alpha. Let's substitute that alpha here. What is the formula here? K equal to C alpha square by 1 minus alpha. Right, alpha equal to what here? Alpha is equal to at concentration conductance, equivalent conductance, and at infinity the equivalent conductance. Just substitute the formula here, C, and here equivalent conductance by at infinity equivalent conductance square by 1 minus alpha equivalent conductance by at infinity equivalent conductance. Right, this is the formula. So this is we can rearrange the formula according to the mathematics here. C into the equivalent conductance at concentration square by infinity the equivalent conductance into equivalent conductance at infinity minus at concentration equivalent conductance. Same formula we can apply, remove the equivalent conductance, we can apply here molar conductance, same formula. So this is called dissociation constant of weak electrolyte. By using Kohlraasch law, we can determine the dissociation constant of weak electrolyte. I hope it is very clear. The next one, next third application, calculate the infinity equivalent conductance for any electrolyte from the infinity equivalent conductance of individual ions. By this application, here molar conductance, molar conductivity, and equivalent conductivity, equivalent conductivity at infinite dilution into infinity dilution for weak electrolytes. So by using this application, calculate the equivalent or molar conductivity for any electrolyte from its infinity individual ions. So let us discuss example. You'll get very clear idea about that. So here, the particular electrode here using molar conductivity of acetic acid, it is equal to at lambda at infinity the acetate ions plus at lambda infinity and H plus ions. So here very clearly is there, calculate the equivalent or molar conductivity of any electrolyte from its individual ions. From these individual ions we can get the molar conductivity of the weak electrolytes, right? We can take one more electrode here, the lambda here, molar conductance KCl equal to the infinity at K plus ion and in lambda at infinity Cl minus ion. And next one, infinity and molar conductivity of HCl, same here, the lambda at infinity condition H plus ion and sum of the place lambda infinity and Cl minus ions, right? Here very important point, by using the strong electrolyte, we can find the weak electrolyte conductance. By using strong electrolyte conductivity, we can find the equivalent strong weak electrolyte conductivity, right? Let us discuss one example here. From here only, right? These two are strong electrolyte. This is the weak electrolyte. From these two, we can get it here, the weak electrolyte conductance. Let us discuss now. So the molar conductance of acetic acid equal to molar conductance of potassium acetate plus molar conductance of HCl minus molar conductance at infinite dilution molar conductance of the KCl. So this is by using these strong electrolytes, and we can find the weak electrolyte conductance right here. Next fourth application, solubility, nothing but S and KSP of any sparingly soluble salts, right? We can also determine the solubility and KFC, solubility product at sparingly soluble salts, right? So here, what is the sparingly soluble salt? The sparingly solubility salts equal to very small solubility happened here. The solubility is very less. It is called the sparingly soluble salt. Generally, saturated solutions are solutions of sparingly soluble salts. Sparingly soluble salts. Right? Here, generally we can take the molar conductance. The molar conductance is equal to molar conductance into K into 1000. Already we discussed here. This is molar conductance, molarity, right? So now here the molar conductance is equal to at infinity dilution. This is the molar conductance. So M is becoming here the solubility, right? So now this formula here, instead of that you can substitute here. So molar conductance at infinity and K into and 1000 by and here solubility, right? Sometime they are asking this formula, they are giving specific conductance and solubility. What is the at infinity dilution? Molar conductance. And sometime this formula solubility they are asking. The solubility is equal to same K into 1000 by and what is the infinity dilution of molar conductance. So this is formula, some rearrangement formula here. So here this is applications and the Kohlrausch law. I hope it is very clear. So regarding these applications and Kohlrausch law, we will discuss some numericals in part 2 video, right? Thank you for watching video. Thank you so much.